Hey, I am Melissa Scudder and I am the chairperson for the Ashland Food Co-op Gives Committee. I'm also the vice president of the Ashland Food Co-op Board of Directors, and I am going to be in that position for another 2 weeks. And I'm really grateful that everybody's here today. I would love it if we could just quickly introduce ourselves and the organization that we're with, and I will start with the people online. Why don't we start with Marty? Hold on, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, very happy to be here. My name is Marty Dixon. I represent Ashland Flute Circle. We do monthly meetings and one annual event, a 2-day event, and we love Ashland Flute. We love Ashland Food Co-op.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. It's nice to see you. I've heard great things about the Flute Circle.
I could tell you a lot about what you have done for the community and what we think about Ashland Food Co-op as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a pleasure to serve that way. Kelly?
Hi, I'm Kelly Owens. I'm with Food and Friends. And we've been working with the Ashland Food Co-op off and on for a few years now, I believe. And we look forward to another year with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Kelly. Thank you for coming. Abby?
Hi, this is Abby. I'm the founder of Golden Rule Reentry. We work with the formerly incarcerated, and we've been very blessed to get a grant from the Ashland Food Co-op for our urban gardening program.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Abby. I recommend your program a lot. So, Dave?
Hi, I'm Dave Stovall. I'll turn on my camera. I'm Dave Stovall with Opportunities for Housing Resources and Assistance. We are the organization that runs the shelter there on narrow exit 14, and we also have our resource center in the same building where we provide help and services for unhoused people, people who are threatened with eviction, or people who have other economic challenges. And we work in partnership with over 70 other organizations in the region to help people find stability in their lives. And we've been a partner with the Food Co-op for a number of years also.
Great. Thanks. Thank you, Dave. Thanks for coming. And then Freedom Farm.
Freedom Farm, yes. My name is Sean Kelly, the founder of Freedom Farm, and we work with formerly incarcerated. Oh, sorry, the camera. And yeah, this is our first year applying to the Ashland Food Co-op, so we look forward to it.
Great. Yeah, I'm really happy you guys. You already know I'm happy you're here. So.
Carol Berger, I'm with the Phoenix Counseling Center, and we work with people with mental health challenges and addictions, and find that many of them are also lacking in food resources, and we want to help support them so that they can come to their therapy groups.
Awesome. Thank you. I have something I want to ask you about after, so don't let me forget that. There's something I'd like to talk. I want to ask you about something after.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
My name is Margaret Spring, and I am coming sort of just in seeking information on behalf of the Trails Outdoor School.
So, thank you for coming. And then this young gentleman on the left.
Hi, my name is Kevin. I'm with the Ashland Food Co-op Board of Directors. I am the current co-president for the next 15 days or more. And so I am here to learn a little bit more. I also have 15 years of fundraising experience as my background before I came onto the board, or before I do what I currently do, which is I'm in telecommunications. So a lot different, but I do have a soft heart for our community, which is why I'm here.
And yeah, and Kevin may be taking over as chair, so I'll know that in a couple of weeks too. We're excited about that. Okay, so the Ashland Food Co-op Gives Committee let me tell you about it. First, I'd like to say that one of the most important things about the committee is that we've become and are working to even further become a fulcrum point for nonprofits in the area to be able to connect. And one of the great things about having webinars or even just being able to put all of this out there is it creates space for all of you to connect with each other as well, which strengthens our community. So thank you all so much for coming and being here. I just as a little history of the Gives Committee. Well, I kind of already said that's been, I'll go ahead and say it. The Ashland Food Co-op at the Ashland, I'm going to start all over again. At the Ashland Food Co-op, nothing means more to us than contributing to the health and strength of our community. To build upon our mission, we have developed 2 funding programs to support the good work that is happening. There's the Change for Good and the community grants. Applications are accepted in late February, early March for the Change for Good partnership, and in July and August for the community grants program. The Change for Good, 2020 was the first year of the Change for Good partnership, a register roundup program to benefit a monthly slate of organizations voted on by co-op owners through the cumulative donations of shoppers choosing to round up their shopping total to the nearest dollar. We love seeing and sharing the important work that our partner organizations are doing to make our community a better place. So a couple of the recipients are shown here. Rogue Food Unites. We were able to raise $7,152.96 for them in November of 2023. And Talent Makers City, we were able to raise $6,835.95. Each year, the Ashland Food Co-op's Board of Directors sets aside a small percentage of sales from the previous year to fund the community grant program. These funds support local projects that align with our vision of enhancing health and enriching the community while promoting our mission to provide education about food, nutrition, and health. In 2023, we proudly donated over $32,000 to 18 area nonprofit organizations doing excellent work within our community. And those are the projects that were supported by our community grants program in 2023. And if you take a look at just the diversity of the organizations that applied and received help, it's really great because it's really far reaching. Nonprofit organizations are encouraged to request program funding.
Should say 5.
Oh, yeah. In one of our 5 grant categories, your application must designate one category that your project will address within the community grant request. So the priorities are food and our supportive services for people in need, environmental stewardship, education, and our sustainability, educational programs focused on food, nutrition, and health, education on the environment or environmental sustainability, arts and cultural programs focused on community, equity, collaboration. If you're unclear of how your project aligns with these categories, just give us an email at afcgives@ashlandfood.com. But I think you all are pretty clear.
And my business card is up there. I'm the one who answers that email. So you can also just email me.
I didn't introduce
It's
you.
okay. I'm
Okay,
Callie.
this
I
is
think
Callie Crum.
yeah.
And Kelly is she is the backbone of this committee. She works in the marketing department and I would not be able to function on this committee without Kelly. So I can't believe I didn't introduce you first.
It's a joy.
Thank you. Oh boy. Our community grants timeline for this year. So July 10th, the application went live on the website, and tonight, obviously, the 16th is the informational meeting. On the 15th of August at 9 p.m., the community grant applications are due. And we have had applications come in at 8:59 p.m. So, and then in mid-September, then we have a community grant awards. I'm sorry, that's when the awards are announced. And then on the 24th of October, we have our Ashland Food Co-op Gives Award Night. And that is for both Change for Good partners and for community grant recipients. So it's a really beautiful event. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so question and answer. Can I apply if we received a community grant last year? Yes, you can. Community grants are project-based, whereas Change for Good is for the whole organization. So we don't ask for specifics about where the money is going to if you're applying for a Change for Good partnership. There are other things that are required with the grant. We are really, really focused on what your project is. So if you have a new project every year, please apply and let's see what we can do to help. Can I apply if we are a Change for Good partner? Yes, absolutely you can. How do I apply if I don't have access to the web forms? The goddess over to my right will help you out with anything you need. She'd be happy to. Can we apply if we are not a 501c3? The answer to that is yes and no. If you don't have an umbrella, if you don't have somebody to umbrella you, you won't be able to do it. You have to be a 501c3. But there are many organizations in the area that are happy to be your umbrella. So what is the typical amount awarded for a community grant? We have awarded anywhere from $100 to $2,000. $2,000 is the most. And last year, because we did well on our own fundraising and we were just able to give out a little bit more than we normally do. And we'd like to keep that trend going. So when and how will the funds be dispersed? Kelly.
So it usually takes about 6 weeks for us to go through the selection process, and then I would say 6 to 8 weeks before probably our accounts payable department will issue the checks or gift cards. And what we'll do is if you're looking for something that you want to like have food at an event, like the first thing we'll do is give gift cards, and then cash is sort of like a check is the second thing. So if you're sponsoring an event or something like that, and that's what you want the money to go towards, then we'll give you gift cards for the store, otherwise cash, and that cutting those checks will take a little bit longer. So 6 to 8 weeks from the time we announce the winners. What we'll try to do is hand out the checks at that awards night, which is just about 6 weeks after we'll do the announcement. So that's our goal. There's a little bit of information gathering that happens with that part of the process too. So yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I think what I would like to do is just to explain our process a little bit so you know what you're getting into. So the application is live and has everybody taken a look at it already? Okay, and it's a really straightforward application. So this is what it looks like.
And hot tip, even though it says it, a few people have contacted me when they're trying to put in their EIN number, they're adding the dash numbers only.
Yeah.
And you can save your work and come back, but it will, and it says this on here too, but it will kick all that information out of there after about 15 days. So I highly recommend either way, writing out the answers in a Google or a Word document and copying and pasting into this. it's just nice to have that information for yourselves for other applications, possibly anyway. But that's a surefire way to make sure you've got your information and you don't have to go back and redo that work.
You do have to have an AFC owner number. So even if the person applying doesn't, if somebody on your board of directors does, that works. It just needs to be somebody in your organization. Okay. Let's see, that's the priorities. Yeah, so we've got the name of your project, the amount of the grant request, the name of your contact person, and the phone number of the contact person and email. Let's see, all of this is pretty straightforward. When we get into the history and the mission, it seems like some of these questions are really similar, but they're really not. They're, I mean, they are and they're not. We're looking for specifics about who you are. And it does help if your website is clear too, because we go and we check websites and just to see, like, if it's not as important with a community grant as it is if you're applying for Change for Good, because the Change for Good goes up onto a ballot for the owners to vote on, and they want to be able to see who you are exactly. With a community grant, it isn't quite as important. It's more important just for us, but it's not that big of a deal. The other, oh yeah,
Kevin has a question.
Kevin,
Abby has a question.
Abby.
Curious, since last year we got a grant for our urban gardening program. Can you reapply for the same project since, you know, it's growing and it's seasonal and we're starting over again? Or would you advise us to have something different
No,
each year?
Abby, I think that that's really valid, and I would just go ahead in your application, like, let us know that it has it been helpful and what more will you be using it for this year? Just give us some
Got it.
specifics. Are you gonna be using it for beekeeping? Is it for for collecting seeds, whatever?
Got it. Okay. It's always improving. So thanks.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Okay, does anybody else have any questions about the application itself?
I have one.
Yeah,
Since those selected will be, a check with the funding in October, November timeframe, do you usually then have the project begin around December, running through however many months the project would run?
it's totally up to you. Yeah. That money, once you get it, it's yours. And I think we do ask for kind of a schedule of when it'll be used, but if you're gonna use it in October, just let us know. Yeah.
Or it could be saved and used?
Absolutely, yeah,
In
like,
2025.
especially with gardening, if you're not gonna be using it until February or March, then let us know that, and that's fine. Yeah, no problem. So our process is that we have a committee that has, it has 2 board members and then an administrator. It has 2 employees of the co-op, 1 from marketing and 1 from accounts, AR, I think. And then we have, or from our finance department, and then we have 2 community members, and we will get dozens of applications usually for both the Change for Good and for the community grants. And so what we do is we collect all of the applications and then we break them up and we have a rubric that we follow and we grade, we grade. And then we all come back together and we go over and discuss and just kind of fine tune it. And that's how it happens. It's kind of, it's a very organic process in a lot of ways, but we've been refining it over the last few years, especially with the number of applications that have been coming in. We want to make sure that we're as fair as we can be to everybody. So, yeah. Okay, go fill out your applications. Okay, are there any other questions for me?
I have one, is among the five, areas, is there like an even allocation between them, or is it just sort of the ones that are fit?
That is a really good question. As long as they fit into a priority, we don't really pay attention to the numbers that are in that category. But you just brought up a really good point, and maybe I need to run that by the committee.
We didn't hear the question. What was the
Oh,
question?
The question is, as far as the priorities are concerned, do we allot a certain number of grants per category? Marty, you had a question?
Hi, Kelly. I wanted to ask real quickly. Last year I saved my application, but for some reason I couldn't find it, and I did not know when the final report was due and what the requirements were. So I'm working on that now. Our event was in May, and we're now doing our final reports about 2 months later. So I hope that I have everything down that the co-op needs, but can you go a little bit over what the requirements are for the final report?
The final report is the report that's sent in after the project is completed. Yeah, I never see those.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that I don't know off the top of my head either exactly what those requirements are, but I can speak to the timing of it. I know that we ask that those reports are submitted in May, and I know that this has happened with a few organizations where they didn't start the work, kind of pertains to your question, until later in the year, so they didn't have anything to report on. So just know that later is fine. But off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what those requirements are, but Marty, I can double check and let you know. You need more information.
Awesome. Thank you, Marty. Okay, is there anything else? Marty?
Real quickly, are we allowed to put the Ashland Food Co-op logo on all of our advertising online and in person and on our banners as well?
You mean for the project that we've sponsored?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I am happy to provide anyone with any shape, size, and resolution of logos that you need. You can always ask me for that.
Because there's two projects, because I'm actually the parent teacher coalition for trails. And there's two projects that I've sort of been weighing with folks and the candidates. And one is, I don't know if anyone was familiar with the old trails before it was rebuilt, because there's a big front courtyard and we're trying to re-establish that. And so that we have a lot of expenses as we're pushing around. So that would be the big project, and finally the kind of educational angle, but it would be funding part of, you know, because the whole enchilada is going to be more than 2,000. Or like there's the other thing I'm interested in is that we've done the farm to school, and that just feels like sort of very, very obviously like, you know, checked boxes and is a good fit. And so that like within those, my question is, like the being part of a larger project, like how is that perceived? Because it like in my mind, what I thought of is like we want like to have an outdoor classroom area where there's like tiered seating is one of our big expenses, and we're trying to figure out how to plan for that. And that feels like it fits, but it'd be part of a larger project. How is that seen?
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it can fall into two categories, that project. It can fall under arts and culture. If it's a design that has any artistic quality to it at all and is to enhance the aesthetics of the school. So you could put it under that category, and it would also fit under, obviously, education and
And having environmental.
And
education.
environmental,
So that
yeah.
was sort of that, but the being part of a component of like the whole, outdoor learning space, but like also known as for Porter. Like, how is that?
I
is
would
that-
call it an outdoor learning space.
Yeah.
I think that would get a lot more attention than,
And that's what it's because previously they did, like, all the little kids did their early snack break and taking care of plants, and then the older kids do classes outdoors, and like tending, and like that's the space we're trying to get back.
awesome. Okay, I love that.
Okay, so
Okay.
the being a component of a bigger project is okay.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, people come in with really big projects and, and they just hone in on a fence, like, we need help with the fence. And it actually helps to create success for the project because it's compartmentalized and you have that money that is going specifically to this one thing. Just as an idea for you guys too. So, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks. Okay, any other questions?
There's two in chat.
Oh, there are? Thanks, Kevin. So glad you were here to facilitate.
I'm here to help.
Due date.
Can you please
Oh, she's
repeat
got
the
it.
due date? Oh, the 15th. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, I am really looking forward to seeing everybody's applications, and I am wishing you all the best of luck with this. We're very nice people and want to give away money, so. And we really love our community, so I'm very grateful that you are all partaking in just being here. Thanks. Yeah.